Hi, I'm Yulia,
And I am Maria.
and we're taking you to a styled photo session 40 minutes away from Las Vegas in the Nevada desert.
We are bringing to you Legends presented by ProPrints, and this is going to be the competition of the year.
25 photographers competing for big prizes. It's an amazing event. This event is produced by ProPrints, and ProPrints is one of the biggest professional photo labs in the US. They do an amazing job. And who else is here with us?
Oh my gosh, our sponsors today are going to be Geek Photo, as well as Homespun Heart Props, who brought us a lot of the styling pieces, including the most amazing, beautiful wings. We're super excited. The competition is getting very hot, and I think that we need to explain to everyone what the rules are.
No,
No?
let's talk about what's happening, because we have 3 horses, we have a Ferrari car here, we have 6 models, so this is insane.
It's extreme, and we have 26 very competitive, strong personality photographers that really want to take that #1 spot.
Yes. Now go ahead with the rules.
Okay, let's talk about the rules. Okay, so this is what we decided to do. We printed out coupons for you guys. Each coupon is worth 5 minutes of your shoot time. So if you're someone that kind of wants to analyze the scene, wants to check out the models first before making a decision, I would say hang back a little bit, pull out your equipment, kind of figure out what you want to do, let other people go first. We're like roaring to go. Once you get to your station, you get to line up at whatever station you want to use your first 5 minutes. We're going to say just like a regular line. So if you're not there first, you just stay in your line. You do not have to use your entire 5 minutes, okay? If you go on there and you spend 3 minutes and you got your shot and you want to move on, perfectly fine. Just go to the end of the next line of whatever station you want to go to. So you don't have to go in order. You don't have to shoot all of the models. Shoot the models that inspire you. And I recommend that we really, really think about impact. Those of you who have done competitions, you already know that's a high score. So really think about that. See who inspires you, how you connect with them, okay? If you want to stay with a model for a little bit longer, we're going to let you use up to 10 minutes with one model. But that's it. After that, you have to move on, okay? You can actually use all 25 minutes with the model, but you cannot stay for 25 consecutive minutes with the model. You'll have to go back to the end of the line. Because we have to be fair, some people might want to shoot with that model.
This is an amazing event. I think it's a great opportunity and amazing prices.
Amazing prices. So, hey, let's take you around and show you what's happening.
This is our first station, and we have 2 performers here. They're amazing.
They are so beautiful. And I want to talk a little bit about the styling because Julia, who did the styling?
She did the styling.
I sure did. I got no sleep for like an
Yeah.
entire week because here's something that our viewers may not know. We pulled all this together in what, 2 weeks? 2 weeks
2
of
weeks.
insanity because we just decided to be brilliant and creative, and why not rise to the challenge? And ProPrints
Yes.
completely rose to the challenge.
This is one of the stations, and the outfit is amazing. Maria, she puts so much effort and so much work and so much time preparing all these outfits, putting it all together, and you'll see how amazing each outfit is. And I think you did such an amazing job, Maria.
Thank you.
Yes.
So my thought process for this was that I wanted to give everyone something interesting, and we wanted to have a lot of contrast against this beautiful background because I wanted them to be inspired. I also wanted to give them variety. We also were very focused on diversity. ProPrints wants to make sure that everyone is represented out here. And of course, we wanted to match that with the pieces that Homespun Props Heart provided for us. And what I did is I took a picture of every single one of the models. I went through all of their Instagrams, checked out their personality, and I really wanted to give them something that they've never done before, because if the model loves what she's wearing, if she loves the concept, even if it's 40 degrees up here and she is like freezing to death,
It's freezing today.
she's gonna like do her thing because she feels amazing. So you can see here, our designer created these amazing wings. I've never seen something like that before. And they're like attached to what would be like sleeves, right? It's so cool that she could literally like dance and stuff. So that's exciting. What kind of photos do you think people are gonna be creating?
So majority of the photographers I've seen, they were just working with the model in front of the plain backdrop, I would say. And I saw one photographer was even posing her in a very extravagant,
like a cat,
I would say,
like a
poses. Yeah, that was cool. So yeah, we have more props over there, and people are just adding some elements or taking off the feathers.
The feathers and stuff,
and switching it with something else. So yeah, there are a lot of opportunity for creativity. Everyone is just adding something else just because they're competing. So they have to be different, and they have to come up with different posing. And I love how everybody was just coming up with completely different and unique poses.
We are now here with General Manager of ProPrints, Jose Perez. Jose, what gave you this crazy idea of putting such an invitational together within 2 weeks? Why do you want to do this? What is your vision for photographers out there?
Yeah, I think that we want to do something different for WPPI. We usually just exhibit, but we were thinking, what can we do to take it to the next level? And we're thinking, well, why don't we get a bunch of models, horses, a Ferrari, we get to the middle of the desert, and we'll do it right before dawn at 5 a.m. And then we invited 25 amazing photographers to come and do this.
How was your selection process? Because I'm going to tell you right now, I know I got a lot of messages, I'm sure you did too, as to like, where's my invitation? How did that come about? How did you choose the people?
Well, it's very difficult, right? There's a lot in this industry. There's a lot of amazing photographers, amazing artists. So it was a very difficult choice to pick who we picked. So it was, some were lucky, some were not. But I think next year we're going to go bigger, and we're going to have many more entrants.
Many more entries. Oh my God.
So we're doing it next year.
We're doing it next year. We're going to go bigger than ever.
Oh, wow.
Bigger than ever, every year. But here's the real question that everybody out there wants to know. Do we get to host again?
Yes.
Yes, you heard that. It's on tape. We're
on
coming
tape.
back.
Yes, next year. Well, we might do it at Imaging USA too, so keep an eye open for it.
What do you think about this baby?
Well, it's an amazing prop, and we're going home this way.
I think we should definitely go home in this. How do you think they're going to use it?
So many photographers were using it as just the background, just on the background. Some photographers were asking models to lean against it, so that was pretty cool.
She got the behind the scenes view, but come with me. Let's show you around the car here. To be honest, I know nothing about cars, but I know this is a beauty.
I think I want to be photographed here.
I think you should. You look amazing. And look at those poses. I feel like this is a whole posing class right here. So how would you pose your model? Show us.
Oh, I would pose her like this.
But you have to give us a winning pose. Because I mean, this is a competition.
Well, I don't want to lay on the
we can't lay
car
on it.
because
It's a rental.
it's a rental car. But boudoir shoot would
A
look
boudoir
great
shoot
over
would be
here.
amazing there.
Yeah.
I definitely think that I myself would probably use the girls who are a little bit more in the risque outfits and brought one of them over here. So we have one of the girls in all black, and then one of the girls in green. They're kind of wearing like bikini swimsuit style, and I think they would photograph incredibly right there. Can you imagine?
Yes, and I think we should bring them here.
I think we should. So maybe we'll steal the model and do our own shoot. What do you think?
Yes, where is your ticket?
I've been collecting them, so I have like 20 tickets.
So,
Dun, 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 dun. And finally, Ivan Durand. We are now with the one and only superstar photographer, Mr. Ivan Durand.
Thank you, thank you. How you guys doing today?
We are excited that you are here and that you said yes to us. I feel so special.
how did the shoot go for you?
Pretty well. I'm still hoping to shoot one more model. I know we're about to go, but it's been great, you know. I love this place, all the texture and like the depth. I always love depth, so it's really nice.
Do you mainly photograph in studio or you do outdoor shoots as well?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of people ask me, well, I love studio. I do both. But I really love my studio, you know, space. I get to like just position my lights, everything kind of like more technical or more control, I guess. Yeah, so I just love studio work.
Yeah,
and how does it feel moving out of the studio, going to shoot outside of the studio?
And with limited time.
And with the limited time. So tell us about maybe if you can give recommendations, suggestions, any tips to other photographers?
That's you know, it's like very different for sure, because I wanted to, when you're in the studio, you know, you're either shooting f8 or f11, and then you test your lights and everything has to be completely dark, right? And you're here and like you're like f16 and it's still like bright everything. So it's definitely very different. I have to like always, that's why I love my studio. Outdoors you always have to like, you know, kind of like check the sun, if it's like with the clouds and everything like that. So yeah, that's just the outdoors, I guess not a problem, but you know.
So how does this compare? I have a really good question. Let me tell you. So my question is, how does preparing for this type of competition with little preparation, really, we had like 2 weeks or a week really to let you know, hey, you're gonna go down there, you're gonna compete. How does that compare to preparing an image for, you know, national or international competition as well, which we know you've done?
Yeah, so whenever I try to plan for a specific competition, I always try to have like an idea and like plan like my makeup artist and like what model is gonna be wearing, know which model I wanna like shoot. So it's definitely like more planning into it, and I have like a kind of like, I guess, an idea of what I wanna vision.
Yeah.
Here you just kind of like have to like see and like, okay, that model's wearing this, that might work, and like you just have to like
come up
like
with ideas on the spot.
On the spot. And so is that fun, or is it like what were you
It's
feeling?
very fun, but it's, you know, when you're shooting, you're like, well, 5 minutes is, you know, you think it's a good time, but then you're like 1 minute, there's people telling you have only 1 minute left, so it's definitely, time goes fast. I just thought I was just gonna be, you know, not too rushed, like not feeling like too rushed with 5 minutes, but you know, you have to, I guess, plan it, just do it.
Yeah, because sometimes it takes you a minute to warm up with the model where you start to feel like their rhythm, right? Another question, do you feel like there's pressure on you since people have such high expectations for your performance?
You know, I always feel pressure, but I think I like it, you know. I think people ask me why do I do a lot of competitions, why do I keep doing it. And last year I kind of like stepped back from competitions. I didn't do any like competitions, and I saw my work like really take not a hit, but it was just kind of because I didn't have like a goal or you know, like I have to do this to enter this competition. I kind of feel like I didn't do as much, I didn't create as much last year. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna let that happen this year. I'm just gonna go again and start working on my stuff. Because having like a kind of like a competition might always kind of like push me to like do better instead of just going to the studio and then just, you know, taking photos. It's more like, okay, I want to create something amazing.
That's gonna move people, right?
Yeah, so coming here, you know, it's one of those things that I wanted to do, to keep competing, and like, you know, it does feel pressure, but I kind of like it. I don't know.
We're so happy you said yes and you came.
Working under pressure is fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more fun for us because we get to watch and talk about what's happening, and we don't actually have to be in the fire. So, yay us.
ProPrints brought 3 horses to this event, and look how amazing the whole setup looks. The horse and the model and the desert behind.
Not gonna lie, she's a little bit of a Khaleesi, right? And
Yeah.
her name, of course, beautifully and very fitting, is Aphrodite. So she is our goddess for the day with this beautiful blonde horse that surprisingly coordinates very well with that hair, don't you think?
Yes, yes. I think this set looks really, really
Stunning.
beautiful. Yeah.
Stunning. I think it's one of our most popular sets as well. I've seen that there has been a long line the entire day in this set. We were actually joking. I was talking to Megan, who is the marketing executive at ProPrints, and she was like, this line is cutthroat.
So she was the only one who was controlling.
Yeah,
the
she was
line.
controlling
Oh.
this line. We needed a little bit of control over here. Now, what do you think about working with horses? They can sometimes be unruly, right? Like, you just never know. It's an animal with emotions and temperament.
But Aphrodite, she said she actually rides horses. So, and I think she connected with the horse pretty well. Look, the horse is kind of following her. And
The horse is
listening.
loving her. It's amazing. She said that. And in fact, when we were talking about it yesterday, she said that she wanted some alone time with the horse. She wanted to ask the horse for permission to make sure that they
Yeah.
were in a good, safe, and comfortable environment. And it looks like it's working very well, because this horse has been like literally the best model today. I mean, okay, I'm not gonna say that. I take it back. Our models are the best models, but after the models, second best model. Hi, Eli. So Juliet, we are here with the amazing, the legendary posing queen, photographer extraordinaire of like emotive photography. What is your game plan? We want to know.
So when you guys reached out to me and asked me to do this competition, first of all, I'm so incredibly flattered that you guys did. Like, I've already won. I'm here.
Yes.
I'm so excited. Thank you. I started thinking about the process, and you know, oftentimes when we work with models do all of the work. They model, right? They do the work for us. So immediately I was like, I want to do it differently. So I started thinking, what is the desert? And I knew everything was going to be beautiful. You were going to style it gorgeous, like gorgeous girls, everything. But when I think about the desert, I think of like the exile out of Egypt and the harshness of the environment and the isolation and the desperation and the solitude, and so I wanted to juxtapose the beauty of the girls that we're working with, but also the beauty of humanity, like all of the cultures who have been exiled into the desert, and the suffering, kind of like Rodin did with the wraiths, right? How bring beauty to like suffering and journeys and you know, moving through that journey and coming out the other side. So I kind of wanted to start with like the desperation of being there, and then the strength of being in there, and then the hopefulness of coming out the other side.
And
I
I
love it.
witnessed her actually directing the model, so I know exactly what she's talking about. And that's the photographer I mentioned you. When
Yes, you were telling
She was
me.
like, ooh, yeah. So it's
Yeah.
exactly what she described, and I think it looked amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And
The model was amazing. She just followed right along and fell into
Mm-hmm.
all the beautiful, like, human emotive states. And that's what makes our work so beautiful, is all of the human condition and the emotion. The styling, all of this stuff is really pretty, but the thing that speaks to our subconscious, the thing that speaks to our humanity is humanity. So we have empathy when we see those photos, and it just brings so much more to it. So that's really my goal, is to make the viewer feel when they
Right.
see the photo, instead of saying, what a beautifully lit posed photo.
Right.
I want it to reach in and just grab you. And I want you to feel. That's the purpose of art, right?
yes, that's
Absolutely.
That's what we're
amazing.
here for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, any challenges that you faced today?
Well, I
During the
hurt my
shoots.
knee and I hurt my ankle, but we're going anyways. We're going anyways. It's a little chilly, but it's okay. We're troopers. We got this. Anything for art, right? All
Right.
pain
Of
for
course.
art, right?
Yes, yes.
But no challenges, not at all. So far, again, I've been able to. Oftentimes, models, they want to do the modeling. They have a little bit of a fear of not looking pretty. So if I'm looking for something that maybe is not real, like, you know, 'cause I'm beautiful, they get a little afraid of that. But the first model we worked with just leaned right into like feeling isolated, feeling alone, feeling that desperation. And she actually said when she got up, she's like, wow, that was like a release. And so
Yeah.
what I would have thought would have been a challenge working with professional models, when you kind of break it down, she went right into it. It was fantastic.
Yeah, you did amazing.
Thank you. Thank
We're
you.
definitely gonna have to show that.
We can't wait to see the final images. So.
I can't wait to edit them. And if I may, if it's okay, so I have a little at home who, my young man, my little Prince Charming, who, when I told him about this, was so incredibly excited that I was asked to come and do this, and so excited about being on your YouTube channel and all of this stuff. And he made me promise if I was interviewed that I would mention him. So I just want to mention,
Yes, let's do
my
it.
little guy, Elias Zavala, sweetheart, you are the most beautiful human being. You inspire me daily. You are the Prince Charming, and I love you dearly, baby. Mwah! I'll see you soon, honey.
We're here with Jamey, and he's one of the photographers who is competing for big prizes.
Yes.
He is a wedding, portrait, and sport photographer. We have a couple of questions
Yes.
for you. I've seen you were shooting with lights, so
Yes.
you're more like a technical person, right?
I
to
can
ask
be.
technical questions.
I can be. Sometimes I like I always go with the best available light, but the beautiful thing I love about these skies is like uber blue, these beautiful clouds, and so I want to expose for the sky and use my flash. I'm probably at probably the highest power right now because the sun is a little bit higher, but just overpowering that sun, getting really good depth of field. We were using different angles with the cars and vehicles. We use some of our reflectors as well too. Using some of the natural light reflectors, but then also the ground also works as a reflector too, which is so perfect. So this is like one of my favorite spots to shoot at. So I felt like I had like a little bit of an advantage. So I'm coming for the win. I'm coming for them coins.
So if a photographer planning a shoot in a desert, what would be your recommendation? What to bring, what to avoid, or any challenges that they have to expect shooting in the desert?
I say it depends on the photographer. You know, if they're a natural light photographer, you can still use natural light, but I love using strobes because I love the exaggerated sky look when I'm shooting.
Yeah.
But for me, I love longer lenses in places like this because you can pull the background in, it compresses the image versus shooting on a 50 that will leave it more so kind of flat,
Right.
but kind of focuses the emphasis on the actual model. So it's a various of ranges. I use the 24 out here to get a really wide angle to get all of the sky, and also one of my models there too. So it's really up to preference. So I would say just have a long range of lenses. You know, if you're a zoom shooter, 24 to 70, 70 to 200, you can work with those. If you're a prime shooter, 24, 50 or 85.
Okay, so between 24 and 200 would be the perfect.
Yeah, or
at least
24
you
to
know.
200. Yeah, anywhere
Okay.
between there. Yeah.
What about other equipment?
My flash. So I'm a Westcott Top Pro, so I always got my FJ400. It's one of my favorites. It will completely overpower the sun. I'm using a Sony A7 IV today. I am. I did not bring my A1. I wanted the travel light. That's like my travel camera. And of course, I had my favorite lenses. My favorite is the 50. Super comfortable and nimble. I can go in and out of situations, still get good portraits. And one of the most underrated equipment is the reflector.
Reflector, yeah. So
Reflector,
you brought
silver
your-
and gold side, yeah.
You brought your
I got the OG.
reflectors?
I got the Jerry Giannis one, the one that has the hole in it. So like you can like boop, peek through and shoot through everything.
That's amazing.
Yes.
How did you prep for this?
To be completely honest with you, I never check bags when I come to Vegas. When I tell you I brought like a suitcase that would fit a body in it, I legit did. My assistant Daryl over there was like, "You don't need to bring that." I was like, "Nah, I'm gonna bring it anyway." So I did, and I just made sure I had plenty of lights. I made sure that I had the lenses that I wanted to use. But other than that, I didn't know what we were going to use. I just knew that you guys were going to provide some amazing models. I heard we was going to have a Ferrari. I wanted to do like the black on black look. As soon as I seen and assessed it with one of my models, Sydney, she's one of my favorites. Every time I come to Vegas, I have to shoot Sydney. Like, she is the GOAT out here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Was it enough time for you to photograph? 5 minutes for each photographer?
What?
Was it?
You know, we get at weddings. Sometimes we don't even get 5 minutes at weddings. What? Give me 30 seconds. I'm good.
He's like, he's got this.
Yes, I always say if you want to be a great photographer,
Yes.
try to shoot weddings and you'll learn so much.
But see, that's the thing. Like, y'all call it the legends. It's legends, right?
Yep.
If you give a legend 5 minutes, like, it can't be, oh, I need 7, oh, I need 10.
Right.
Like, you said legends, right?
Yeah, legends.
Alright, so if you want legends, you got to do some legendary stuff. You know, I didn't want to. You got to do some legendary stuff. You know what I'm saying? So 5 minutes was like, boom, perfect. And most of the times I got it in 2 minutes. I got my shots. Aphrodite, she is like pure energy, and we always vibe, right?
Yeah.
So as soon as I pulled out my Sony music pill, my little Bluetooth, when she hears music, boom, we get into character, and it's on and popping. So.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I can't wait to see your submissions.
Oh my God, these are so fire. I'm so ready. I'm sorry, y'all. I mean, y'all could just cut the check right now if you want. Just saying. Get that billboard ready in Chicago.
You heard it.
Boom.
That's a wrap for the Legends Invitational.
I hope you enjoyed, guys, the behind the scenes, and we can't wait to see the final results. It was fun. I really enjoyed. I didn't photograph, but I really enjoyed being here, and I think all photographers did really great.
Yeah, they were all amazing. Super, super strong competitors here. And before we go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that bell for your notifications.
I'll see you next time.